All right, hey again, guys. So what I wanted to do now is go over slide 3 for us. If we go ahead and look at this is going to break down the different atomic models that we've looked at in class. And the first one being the billiard ball model, right? The pool ball model. So what we're going to do first is we're going to organize each of the pictures. So pretty basic. I actually just realized that when I put them in the slide, I put them in order. So the top one is going to be our first guy, our billiard ball model. And we're going to go ahead and throw that in right there, right? Just looks like a simple ball, right? That's our billiard ball model. If we look at the plum pudding or the chocolate chip model, whichever you prefer for your midnight snack, we go ahead and look at this one right here. So this is the one that shows how the electrons kind of surrounded out differently, and we'll talk about its significance a little bit later in the video, but that is going to be what our plum pudding model looks like. Now for the Rutherford model, what the Rutherford model did is it kind of showed us a little bit about what is inside of an atom. And that is a nucleus, right? So the one that has a very pronounced nucleus and a bunch of electrons floating around it, that's going to be our Rutherford model. And then finally, the one where you see all the little circles, that's going to be our Bohr model because that taught us about electrons and their energy levels. So in terms of people, you guys can look up the people. I don't like talking about the people. I think it's super boring, and I don't really care to do it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at its properties a little bit. So I said electron energy levels. We actually credit that to the Bohr model, right? We credit that to the Bohr model, where he said electrons can get excited and move between the levels. As for the discovery of the electron, we go ahead and throw that with our chocolate chip cookie or our plum pudding, right? That's what we did with the cathode ray. We showed that there are tiny, tiny electric particles that are charged that move throughout the atoms, and those are our electrons. As for the positive mass with electron space throughout, we found that to be Rutherford. Rutherford actually discovered the positive proton in the center, the nucleus in the center. And like I said, discovery of the proton, right? We'll throw that right here with the Rutherford model. Discovery of the nucleus, again, goes to Rutherford. The atom is mostly empty space, right? We're going to give that one to Rutherford. And then small dense nucleus with electrons spaced around it. Again, I'm going to say Rutherford, right? Rutherford did a lot for us. He found out the emptiness. He found out it can pass through and all of that. So let's go ahead. Solid, right? Our solid is actually going to go to the billiard ball model. He thought that the billiard ball model was completely solid and would not break, right? AKA indestructible. And then small dense nucleus with electrons in orbit. That's going to go ahead and go to our Bohr model, right? Orbiting electrons goes right to our Bohr model. So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. This is pretty simple. I accidentally misplaced that one. But if we go ahead and check this out, right? These are our different models. The important thing is that you remember what they look like. What does the chocolate chip cookie model look like compared to the billiard ball or the Rutherford or the Bohr model? I really think you guys are going to do great on this on the test. This portion isn't that hard as long as you stay diligent, remember what we talked about, and use your notes. Remember, use your notes on the test. You are absolutely allowed to in my class, all right? Use your notes. All right, thanks, guys.